So I went into Invincible Versus with pretty low expectations, and I honestly thought it was just gonna be one of those games that look cool for the first hour or so, and then it just dies off and it's just a generic fighting game after that. Well, I was wrong. I played it for about like 2 or 3 hours, and I want to share with you my first impressions. So let's just get straight into it. I just want to say that there are parts in this game where I'm like, yeah, this is cool, this is amazing. But then there are parts of the game where I'm just like sitting there thinking like, what the fuck is going on? There's so much going on at the screen. It's going to be one of the most chaotic fighting games of this year, perhaps one of the most chaotic games that I've ever played. It sort of reminds me of the chaos of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but just in the Invincibles universe. And in theory, that is amazing because the Invincible universe is very mature, grounded, bloody, and you're going to see a lot of that in this game. You're going to see guts flying everywhere, Omni-Man's head getting ripped straight off. I swear, it's even more bloody than Mortal Kombat, which is surprising to me, but I love it.
I like the destruction in the environment.
Holy crap. His head just got blown off. Now, before we go into the other parts of the game like graphics, animation, UI, characters, let's talk about the most decisive factor when it comes to buying a fighting game. And frankly, it's the most important one. That is the gameplay. Is this game fun to play? I will say it now. Yes, this game is fun to play. Is it worth $50? Well, I really don't know because there aren't many modes to play, but we'll get into that later. Now, gameplay. If you're going into this game coming from backgrounds like Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, games that have more advanced controls where you have to do inputs like down back, down diagonal back, things like that for combos, this game doesn't have that. It has more of a modern control feel to it. Sort of like 2XKO if you played that, right? It's sort of mirrored in 2XKO. It has like the tags and everything. Now, it's super easy to get into this game and play casually. If you're an Invincible fan and you really like Invincibles so much that you want to buy a fighting game that goes with Invincibles, then go ahead, buy it. If you have no background in fighting games whatsoever, go ahead, buy it. It's going to be easy for you to get into. You could swear, look, you get a controller and you could just tap square, 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 or 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and you'll do a combo. And it's like that for every single character. And for specials, it's one button, it's X. So you could do forward X, backwards X, down X, right? Or 3, whatever you are in a fighting game, whatever you use for your controllers. But the point is that it's on modern controls. If you don't like that, if you want more skilled controls, then I'm sorry that this game isn't going to be for you competitively at least. But for me, I don't really mind it. I think that on a surface level, and that's where I'm at right now since I only played it for about 2 to 3 hours, on a surface level, it looks like it's very shallow. But like 2XKO, it could get very deep. The amount of combinations you could do, and it seems like the game leans more into like spacing and, you know, doing things the right way. There's so many counterplay options that you could do. Like you could guard break, you could have your guy come in and, you know, do a breaker. You could hit your opponent into another character. So for example, there's a move, I forgot what they call it. I'll show it on the screen in a second, but you could hit your opponent so hard that it knocks his character flying, and then his other character is going to come in and replace it. Now, I haven't seen that mechanic at all. I don't play 2XKO. I don't know if it's in that game or Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Infinite, but let me know in the comments if it's in that game. But this is the first time I've seen it, and I frankly love it. I think it's very innovative for the fighting game genre. But what I'm saying is this game is very basic on a surface level, but if you go deeper, it could be hard to master. And I could see why they're starting to put this game on, you know, Combo Breaker and Evo and things like that, because I could see this game getting a very dedicated fan base if you are willing to put in the time and learn it. Next, I want to talk about some of the quality of life aspects of the game, sort of like characters, UI, etc., modes. Now, if you're coming into this game expecting a lot of single player content, then frankly, I think that you'll be disappointed. It sort of has the bare minimum of a fighting game. I mean, it has like an arcade ladder that you could go up and fight opponents and get arcade endings for every character. It has, you know, single player content where local matches where you could just choose your characters, choose who the enemy plays, and just fight. You could do that also with a couch buddy. You has the online mode, ranked, casual, and that's about it. And it has a story mode, which is pretty good. Now, the story mode will not be covered in this review because I want to leave that for a bigger review that I do later on where I actually dissect the story. So I avoided that for now. But other than that, it has 18 characters. They all seem pretty fun to play, but if you're doing 18 characters and you have 3 characters per team, you're gonna be learning, like, you know, the same characters. You're gonna be seeing the same characters a lot. You're gonna have to learn 3 characters to play, which again are pretty easy on like a surface level because, you know, what I talked about in the gameplay. But for, you know, single player content, there isn't really much. On top of that, I noticed that some of the maps were actually locked, and if you go into the extras, you could see how to unlock them. And this is something that I like. I feel like a lot of fighting games lost the art of having unlockables that you could unlock. Remember the classic Mortal Kombat games, like say Mortal Kombat Deception, Deadly Alliance, where like half the roster was even locked. You had whole characters locked. And I know Mortal Kombat 1 does it, but they just have one character lock and you just beat the story, then you unlock them. But this one, you have like half the maps locked, or at least versions of the maps that are locked, that you have to do things, you know, in the game, say reach this level, complete this, do this to unlock it. And I feel like that gives a little bit of an incentive to actually play the game single player and, you know, care about it and put time into it just by yourself, trying to grind to unlock something, because it gives you a reason to actually play this game. And for a $50 game, that's what we need, especially in a game that doesn't really have many modes. I would like if they had, say, maybe like 2 or 3 more characters and they could have made them locked and you could unlock them either by secrets or just doing something in the game. That would be cool, and it would give you an incentive to play, because right now at $50, I really don't know if this is worth it. I also played a couple online matches and I had a pretty fun experience. Again, the chaotic nature of the game is very cool, it's very fun to play. So like, I didn't see myself getting mad. Although I was beating some guy up and he rage quitted, it was pretty funny.
You're done for. This is gonna hurt.
What? This guy just rage quitted.
God damn.
Is that a win? Dude, this guy just rage quit, bro. I was locked in, and this guy just left. And I did hear from the beta that it did have a rage quitting problem. People on Reddit were posting all over about how like 1 in 4 matches someone would leave. And that's why, because I think it's such geared towards a casual fan base, because it's really just marketed towards Invincible fans, you know? It's like that Dragon Ball Z fighting game, right? It has a lot of, you know, competitive players that go into it, but it's mostly just like Dragon Ball Z fans that play it. I could see the same for here. I feel like a lot of casual fans are going to play this game and they're going to try online and get absolutely demolished. So I say, you know, go into practice mode and try to learn a few combos, learn a few things before going into this game competitively, or at least, you know, online if you're gonna fight your friend. And speaking of practice mode, I did jump into practice mode. It does have all the basics that it needs for a practice mode. You could see the frame data, you could see the hitboxes for the characters, you could, you know, record the enemy to do some sort of attacks and then see if you could counter it with your attacks, etc, etc. So I don't really have much to say about that. It's pretty good for practice. And last but not least, I want to talk about the animations, the art style, because everything still feels true to the original Invincibles. And trust me, I really never watched Invincibles. I went into this game as an FGC fan, and it's making me want to go and watch it. But I've seen clips, I've seen obviously some episodes, and I could match the art style to this game. I mean, it's 1 for 1. It's really good. And I love the stage destruction. A lot of times, the stage would be start off clean and there would be no damage whatsoever. And as the match progresses, things will get destroyed in the background. Like the whole mansion and the mansion level could just get exploded, and it's crazy. And the damage on the characters is phenomenal. It sort of has like that MK9-esque damage where as the fight goes on, your characters will get bloodied, bruised. You have like shirts torn and things like that. But it's pretty cool, and it's 1 for 1. The characters, like I said, I never really watched Invincibles, so I don't really know much about the characters. I'm gonna watch some more after this video, and I'm gonna play more of the story for the main review, and then I'll give you my thoughts on that. But overall, I think it's pretty good from an outsider's point of view. It's fun and it's unique as well. So overall, those are my first impressions on Invincible's Versus. This is mostly just me freestyling stuff, giving it to you guys what I initially think and my initial opinions. If you want a more structured review, stay in tune and make sure you hit that sub button so you could, you know, stay in tune and get notifications for my latest uploads, because I will be doing a full in-depth review once I actually learn the mechanics. I'll write a whole script and everything, so it isn't just mumbo jumbo like what I'm saying. But in my initial thoughts is, in the end, is if you want a game that is fleshed out, has a lot of content, I don't think this is going to be for you. If you're a casual fan that loves Invincibles but doesn't like fighting games, I still really don't think this is for you. But if you're willing to pay the amount of $50, it is less than a fully priced game, which is good. But the content isn't just there. Now, I'd say for a casual fan, you should wait for it to be on sale. If you're a mega fan, go ahead, buy it, do whatever you want to do with your money. But if you really are stingy with it, maybe wait till it's like $30 or $40. At least a little $10 off won't hurt, right? And I think it will be maybe by like Thanksgiving or maybe even before that during the summer sale. However, if you're a seasoned FGC fan, if you like games like this, if you like tag fighters, assist fighters, then this is the game for you. Obviously, you know, you could call in people, help them out, they'll help you out in battle, sort of like the cameo system, sort of like Marvel vs. Capcom. But for me, I personally liked it. That's why I titled this video I wasn't expecting this, because I thought this was just going to be some $50 trash that came out. But I was wrong. I found myself having fun, and I want to go play some more of it. But that's just my thoughts on it. If you like this video, if you like my first impressions, make sure you hit that sub button, like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Frosty Flames Legion. We're closing in on 1,700 subs, so I'd really appreciate it if you help me out to reach that goal. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. Stay in tune. Mr. Frosty Flames out. Ciao.